The Aussie NFL Fantasy Show would like to acknowledge the traditional land owners and the leaders past, present and emerging of Ngunnawal, Ngambri and Darawal countries where we are working from today. This always was, and always will be, Aboriginal land. The Jacks have got 3 wins in the same year for the first time since Jesus played fullback for Jerusalem.
Look, Taylor's not here. That's why it's full loving. No need to, get angry over the big guy. We're just a bunch of little guys.
Okay. And here's what it is too. I think if this is Taylor, I'd just clobber the fuck out of the guy.
I dozed off for a little bit, woke up and saw that play. I'm like, I just want to go back to sleep now.
Enough Dolphins fanboying going on here.
Well, from the wankers to Morgan Freeman's voice, which is the weirdest sentence any human will ever utter.
Hey, you didn't think you'd say that when you woke up today?
I'm going to go with Cade Otten. We'll reference some rap there for Cade. Yeah,
bold move, Cotton.
This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
But I can see why you'd feel really uncomfortable. Like you've just had a bit of juice, bit of milk, and then hit the roller coaster.
In the beginning there was nothing, a featureless void. From the formless primordial state, a legend was born when forces combined to create a solid object of significant value. As planets were formed and Earth itself was shaped, the object lay awaiting its destiny. Seas rise and fall, mountains emerge, and upon the highest mountain, an intrepid adventurer happens upon the object. A worthy prize for ascending this to the tallest of peaks. This object has been documented to be held by many of the great dynasties of mankind, from the Persians to the Hans, the Mongols and the Ottomans, lives lost defending it from those who seek to possess it. Now it is in the trust of 3 wise men who also reach such pinnacles, to be held by he who imparts the most astute knowledge upon fellow mankind. The winner of the annual Aussie NFL Fantasy Show Starts of the Week.
Yeah, where's Wollongong at?
That's an island in India. But can I tell you why? Can I tell you why that's an island in India that has this great big statue against it? Do you know why?
I have no idea.
I don't know that anyone would. It was only because I was asking around that I discovered this. The tallest statue in the world is on this Indian River, and it is only something like 12 times taller than the Statue of Liberty. Like it is a behemoth. Can you imagine? Like people think the Statue of Liberty is quite big, so can you imagine stacking that many on top of each other? And I thought that is the setting for us to put our bronze Shatcock.
So, I was going to say, 12 times bigger than the Statue of Liberty, still smaller than Shaq's dick. And that's why we have an X rating.
Yeah.
So with that as the introduction, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 16th week of Starts of the Week. Let me introduce you to Taylor Goodall.
They're pretty much all the same if you go back to week 1.
Consistency is our long suit, longer than that trophy.
Still gets me every time.
And of course, Manjot Melly, our esteemed commentator, the number 1 voice for play-by-play American football on our island. And these two represent the greatest analysts this country has ever seen. And I get to torment them for a few hours every week. So thank you for joining us for only the funnest segment. And this is the segment that the people come for. They really do. The Starts of the Week, everyone loves it. Nobody does anything like this on American podcasting, and nobody does on Australian podcasting for American football. So we are blazing trails, gentlemen.
We are indeed.
I've got some bad news about last week, by the way, for Starts of the Week, and it is all Taylor related. Tay, the Mike White thing bit you on the very soft end of the cock, yeah?
And I knew it pretty quickly after the recording day as well. Okay, that he wasn't playing, and I'm like, well, that's wonderful. Not only do I cop a 0 at quarterback, I also lose any upside for my wide receiver that I took in the stack as well. So, yeah, absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, tough day out. So, we spoke about this through Dr. Good Call too, because the 3 of you 4 were also in Dr. Good Call. That, hey, look, Elijah Moore, he didn't kill you. He scored 9.4. He even had some rushing yards in that. Greg Dulcich would have killed you if he wasn't a tight end, and 2.1. Turns out he was probably tight end 4 on the week, to be honest. The tight ends, fucking disaster. But J.K. Dobbins, you stuck your neck out on that one. And you weren't sure it was a great thing to be doing. But yeah, kind of were like, well, I don't know. Is it better he gets ruled out or is it better that I take him? And you stuck your neck out, you took him, and he still scored you almost 14 points. So I don't know. I feel like he actually deserves some bravery points for that. And it's no wonder this esteemed thing is sitting on your mantelpiece right now.
I was happy with that one. I actually played him in a league that I had him on a bench because I wasn't sure about Ramondre Stevenson. So I actually played him over Ramondre, and he had a really good week. It didn't. I mean, it hurt because Ramondre had about 10 more points than him, but in the end, it didn't matter because I'd Captain Kirk get 54. But anyway, yeah, I was happy with. I think like they should have gave him the ball more. I kept saying to you guys during that game, I was like, I don't know why they don't just keep running the ball. Like between him and Gus, they were seriously torching him for like 7 or 8 a carry. But every single time Huntley passed, he was just nutsack. Like that was so bad in the passing game. They should have just kept running it because they were torching that Cleveland defense. But in the end, JK's never going to be much in the passing game. So whatever he gets in yards, he's practically going to get in points. So didn't get a touchdown. So, 13, 14 points. I was pretty happy with it.
Amazing. Manjot, you actually had a really good call about the Baltimore Ravens without Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. I said, Huntley ain't the guy. I told everyone, pay Lamar Jackson. That's what's going to happen. Lamar's been carrying this team, so 100%.
Yeah. They're a 1-16 team without Lamar, and I'm like, wow, yeah. They actually are. They're a suck for luck version of the Colts. Manjot, your week was also really tough. Tay ends up with 25.3. I wish I had better news for you, brother.
Well, it was like 27, wasn't it?
Big Cock Brock scores you 16, and then everyone else combines for 9, and you wind up with 25.48.
So I just beat Talor.
Yeah. What a week.
Yeah, that was a great week. The 5 per second was the best thing. I think that's what we call playoff choking by both of us, Talor.
Oof. Yeah.
Choking in the playoffs right there. Dallas Cowboys style. I can't.
That's why I'm glad it's English Premier League style.
Yeah, first past the post. No final. That's it. You get there, you win it. So yeah, Brock, actually, we knew this on Thursday night's game that Brock and IU could combine for around 20 points. But what we weren't expecting was that Bam and, we saw that you had Hunter Henry with a 10-point guarantee. And, mate.
Yeah, those guarantees, they're deadly.
Yeah, Hunter Henry, man, I fell for you. I fell for it. God damn it, Raiders.
I didn't even goad you into that one. You volunteered that one.
Yeah. God damn it.
Which means, sadly, and I'm not going to dwell on this too long, that my 41, which wouldn't have been good enough to get you a rub on the nutsack last week when everyone scored 100. I win by default because these two just had a bad week, and it's not that I had a particularly good week. Dawson Knox scored 20 of my 40 points, and
Matty just Stephen Bradbury'd his way to a win.
Well, but what we learn is that you get triple points when Marky Mark says you're going to win, and then you win. So I scored 9 points for last week, and in the leaderboard, it means, I'm tied with Talor now. No, it's not how it works, I'm afraid. So the leaderboard now is that Talor 36 points with this week and next week to go. He can't score less than 38. And then Manjot and I below. I'm on 27, Manjot on 25. And the most damage we can do is either 33 or 31, respectively. So Talor is going to win by minimum 7 points from us. 5 points. Minimum 5 points from us. And that's only if everything goes to heck in a handbasket. Because, and I quote, "You're belting us assholes at this year."
That sounds like a really nice quote. I don't know. I can't imagine who said that.
It's verbatim. But also, this is from the guy who's like, you weren't that disappointed when you lobbed up a 63 and lost because you're like, 63, oh man, this is kind of just part of the process. You get a 63, it's just, that's not extraordinary. And then you go and lay a 25.3. So I was very satisfied.
Really backed it up.
Yeah.
This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
So Talor, who am I for 5 points?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, this segment sucks pure nuts.
I got who am I for Matty.
Oh, what?
I actually, like just on the spot, I got who am I.
Aussie.
I was on the roster on 2 Super Bowl winning teams in back-to-back years in the 90s.
I have absolutely no idea if this guy went to the school, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
NFL.
I don't know. Jesus Christ. So he's been, sorry, say that again. So 7 times he's been a top 10 running back.
Fantasy.
But I would go straight like a bear to honey to Taylor's man, the muscle hamster, Doug Martin.
This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
Gosh, because there's one name that's sticking out to me. It's Dalvin Cook.
I don't know, fucking Tony Pollard.
He's been good for the Wankers ever since we got eliminated.
All right, now we've done all the shame, and I don't know if I should count that as a win. You guys, Stephen Bradbury, that motherfucker. I got to choose who goes first this week, so I am giving that honor to Taylor because he's leading this whole competition, and I think this is one of those rare weeks where there's no advantage to having the first pick because there's so many good players this week. What I'm trying to do is delay Taylor getting a second and third player. So I'm giving us the heads up there, Manjot.
In a while either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I've done, and I put myself in the middle, and Manjot right out at third. Is it? No. Did I do that? No, I gave Manjot the middle, sorry, and me on the arsehole end. Thank you. You can see I've prepared super well.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and I'm only the host. Yeah, so it's going to go Taylor, Manjot, Matty. Opening salvo for you, Tay. Where are you going? What are you doing?
Yeah, I had a look through, and there was only really one position where I was sort of more keen on this one than the other two that I'd written down. So I'm going to take Danny Dimes. I'm going to take lock up the quarterback. I really like him against Minnesota, as I've mentioned. We've had very big talks about the tertiary, and I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up again.
Yeah.
I think he could have a really, really good game against that Vikings defense because it's just basically non-existent. So yeah, I think there's a good opportunity for Danny there.
Manjot, you're going to react to that?
Like this
guy.
Yeah, I like this a lot. It's going to be good, to see Danny Dimes again. I like this pick, Taylor. We talked about this a good call.
Yeah.
And then again here, I definitely agree with it. That's for sure.
Mate, it started at only 14% of leagues too. He was on my list. I love that. All right. Well, Tay's in with a QB. Manjot, where are you going? What are you up to?
I thought I was third.
Nah, I'll put you in the middle.
He changed. He realized he was second.
Yeah,
damn it. He put me back in the...
I'd misremembered. Earlier in the day, I'd written it out, and you are second.
You definitely gave yourself third because that was your whole point. You were like, I might as well go third because I don't feel like there's an advantage.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I'd rather have the back-to-back pick 3-4 than have 2-5 or 1-6-7.
That's fair enough.
A lot of thought went into that. I honestly, again, I was walking around the office saying to these people who barely know me, that Matty C guy's really clever. You should listen to this podcast.
Matty gets a win, and all of a sudden he's just the Rain Man of this segment.
Yeah.
That's true. I've been walking around like some guru swami, being like, do you need me to solve your fantasy problems?
Yeah, because I'm not sure. Is Jamal Williams not allowed in this, right?
No, he's fine. Absolutely.
He's back. He's all right.
He's back to being trash. So I'm going to go Jamal Williams.
Once he's trash, he's perfect for this segment.
All right. Back to Jamal Williams. I'm going Jamal Williams against the Panthers. He was the first guy on my list. I was like, the Panthers, not really good running defense.
No, they are
compared
not.
Compared to what they're
not good at anything.
Yeah, they're pretty much not good at anything. So, look, like you said, not really good at anything in the defense. It's still a young defense, still building. But I think this could be a perfect bounce back game for Jamal Williams. Anyone who's got off the bandwagon so far, I think Jamal Williams might come back in and actually do well. So, look, I'm going to ride the Jamal Williams bandwagon, even though he's been pretty hard to start. I mean, he's only a 43% started, and he's 14th best in PPR, 10th best in standard leagues this season. But the last 3 weeks, his net return has been a 9.5, a 3.7, and a 3.3. So I thought this is the perfect time to put him into the Starts of the Week segment once again. So Jamal Williams, welcome onto my Starts of the Week team because you'll enjoy it, man. You'll enjoy the ride.
Wow.
Can you do me a favor and catch a few instead of just pilfering Goff at the goal line? Just tell Goff to win for 1 yard. Please
go for it. Go for it, man.
0-yard catches. I mean, you get the point whether he gets anything off it. Just a couple of 0-yard throws is fine too. You know?
Absolutely.
And I mean, so how many top 15 on the season running backs could you put in this segment? None, because guys like, anyone who's in that area who would not be started this week is hurt. And the only one who you can really say, well, they're iffy is Jamal Williams. So I'm okay with it no matter that he's still getting started in around half the leagues and that he's a top 15 running back. I just think he's one where the star has not been on the rise. And this is a balls out call by Manjot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm going for it, man. I'm going for it.
And he wasn't even on my list.
Nah,
I feel like the obvious one on the list is AJ Dillon.
Oh,
back here. We're doing this debate again, aren't we, Matty?
I feel like he's the obvious one.
On the opposite side of the debate this time.
Yeah. Wasn't he the full Kareem Hunt on that debate? And then, yeah, that's right. Matty was like pulling Kareem
We've
Hunt.
started Kareem Hunt in this segment.
Man, I sat there for 20 minutes that night.
You did.
I think the next day I had like some school presentation or some shit, so, which I did pretty well on. But I think like the extra prep could have got me that extra half a mark to get the perfect marks. But
I agree.
I won't care enough because
that would be true of every show that we do, though, Manjot.
Yeah.
Shout out, by the way, AJ Dillon running back 28, Kareem Hunt running back 38.
Yeah. He's put a good gap on in the last 2 weeks, doesn't he, today?
So 2 of the last 3 weeks, he's really pushed past it.
Can I quickly get a David Montgomery and James Conner while we're at it?
Yeah, I'll find that out for you.
All right, you don't have to give it to me now. I'll make my picks
23
first.
and 21, Connor's in front.
Oh, very good.
1.6 points. Absolutely smashing him.
That's been a great water. I cannot wait to see who gets the 2 liters on that one.
Brilliant.
Half a gallon for those from across the seas. AJ Dillon is owned in 36% of leagues. He was iffy because he'd had the concussion, that cloud over whether he would be fine or not. They very quickly have cleared him.
Yeah.
So it's really just a matter of people in our segment's comfort with me having him, and I will take your rulings now.
Absolutely fine. I literally took him like 2 weeks ago, so I'm not going to complain. I know he had a really good game in that one, but it's still always iffy, like what's going to happen in that situation.
Oh yeah, and he's going against Miami, who can't do much well. I don't know, they win enough games, but they just can't do much well. So I'm just going to load him up against them. And then it saves me stealing McKinnon, who was also on my list, but it was a Dr. Good call.
Yeah, we know your rule.
Yeah, I mean, I've flaunted that rule lately a little bit, but I've been trying to go uncontroversial lately, where it's not even like a question. I've been really trying to play a little bit more, straight 180. I think the other position where there's a guy who kind of stands out a lot is Manjot's boy Zay Jones.
Hey, okay, all right, I'm taking
big play Jones.
Yeah. So it's AJ Dillon and Zay Jones. There's a theme to my team, okay?
AJ Dillon, Zay Jones. Yeah, there you go.
AJ Jones. You're saying it wrong, mate. It's like onions. You've converted me on that. I'm going to convert you on AJ Jones.
AJ Jones. Yeah, onions.
Yeah,
wait,
100%.
Onions. That's
100%. 100%, man. Yeah. That's what I said. Were you hearing me wrong? What's the matter with your ears?
Yeah, I thought you said onions. Yeah.
Anyway. Allianz, they do insurance. I know that. Mark told me.
There you go.
All right, you're on the clock, handsome. Go.
Yeah, so I've taken my chance at running back as usual. Oh boy, man, I'm not even sure about this week with everything. Look, I feel like this guy might be the next best pick. I'm gonna go with your boy Matty C. Your boy, yeah, I said it.
I got a few boys.
Yeah, look, actually, no, wait. Evan Ingram, he's allowed, right?
Hey, yeah, he's only 28% started.
Actually, it's Fryermuth allowed. I almost forgot. I'm gonna try this again.
I can't remember if he's.
Because I want to double.
We've let him once.
Fryer.
Hey, can I get a ruling?
completely lost then. You said Evan Ingram, then what'd you say after that?
Brian
I said
Muth.
Frymouth. So 72% rostered, 55% started.
But
See,
also,
I think Frymouth fits more than Ingram does.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Frymouth. Yeah, because I was
Ingram's tight end 4 on the year. which is
yeah, I was
Fry's
like,
tight end
yeah.
6.
Yeah, I know. He also came off a goose.
Yeah, I think. Look, it's
Okay.
a perfect bounce back game. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm going with Frymouth because he's going up against none other than the tight. I'm trying my luck again. The tight end are sandwiched as the Raiders defense.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Then they're gonna be playing.
Steelers represent. Steelers. Woo!
Yeah, in a primetime game, honoring Franco Harris and that immaculate reception. I think they're going to be playing some good football, the Steelers. So I'm going to go Frymouth against that Raiders defense. I think that's a slam dunk starter. Let's go.
It would be a change for them to be playing some good football, so I would welcome that. Pickett's back as well, so I think that will make a difference.
Good help.
Finally been cleared. So Tate, we've done this great thing where, thank God Manjot did this. You've got a quarterback, and then we've taken at least one guy from the other positions. I feel like we've done our duty, Manjot.
Yeah.
He gets no free run at anywhere else. I think we've done our duty.
Well, I can completely wait at running back, and I've got all 3 that I written down, so I'll take that last.
Yeah, because you picked shit like last week.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
No, you picked well last week. He was your best player.
Running back was my best spot.
Yeah.
But I like you trying to have a shot at me.
Yeah, it was a very poor shot. It was.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, loser, says the guy who wins everything.
Take that.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that? The toilet store?
Where'd you get your trophy? The dumb trophy store.
This is a great chat. I'm just going to stack that bitch up with Darius Slayton. Why not?
Yeah, let's go.
Kept him out a good call and then decided just to take him in this. So, like I said, I'm going to try. Even I've taken my quarterback from good call. I'm going to try and actually go away from good call in the other positions. So I'll take Darius Slayton. Like I said,
you said that last week.
I know, and I completely went against it, but I'm going to do it this week, maybe.
So he says.
Vikings are 30th against wide receivers. I really think Slayton's clearly their lead guy in the wide receiver position, and most weeks he's shown that. So I'm going to go with him again here. I'm going to stack that bitch up with dimes and hope it's a offensive explosion for them.
Manjot's boy.
Yeah. Slayton, let's go, man. I'm excited. Look, I'm really mulling over starting him over Lenny in content team this week.
You love starting people over Lenny.
I've actually kept Lenny on the bench like the last 5 weeks. I have not started Lenny in like 5 weeks.
Where's playoff Lenny when it's the playoffs? Oh, it's not the NFL playoffs. Got it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not the NFL playoffs yet. Yeah, because he's playing against Zona in the Dome on Christmas Day in America, Boxing Day for us. I don't even know if anyone's going to be watching any of the Christmas games that the NFL put on. But maybe Australian time Christmas, yeah, some of those games are good, but not like the Boxing Day Australian time games. No, they're bad free games. No, they're not good.
Yeah, we'll be glad there's cricket on. Yeah,
there'll be cricket and Sydney to Hobart and what else? I know there's the NBL on Christmas Day now, but that's like the night before. Big Bash is on. What else? What else is on? NBA, of course. Can't forget NBA Christmas Day. That'll be man. I'm definitely watching Celtics and Bucks instead of that Rams and Broncos game. Oh, yeah, definitely watching NBA. This is the first time I'm ever going to say that too. Hopefully, the last time.
Fingers crossed. I mean,
but then again, yeah, I've started everyone over Lenny, like you said, Taylor, and boy, I'm not sure about this week though. I feel like I've got to start Lenny, but I also like to start wide receivers over running backs in PPR. So there you go. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I think you would start Giannis or Tatum over Lenny as well at the moment at running back. So or at flex.
Yeah. Boy, that's gonna be such a good game, though. Like just thinking about in those.
You would too, wouldn't you, Tay? Though I'm not on an island here.
Yeah.
Oh, Giannis would put someone through a house, mate.
Giannis will be like the perfect like catch and run sort of dude.
Yeah, do you get points for just running through the paint? Do you get points for that? Because man, come on.
Yeah, he should play tight end. He'd be the best tight end.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, he'll be like that that way back Bucks team where every receiver or tight end was 6'6" and up. It was like they're gonna lead the league in rebounds. All right, so Tay's got his quarterback and his wide receiver stack that bitch up, as Brendox would say. Mate, that's the halfway point. Now we're starting to run downhill. You got to pick your running back or your tight end.
I like to take shots at the Colts wherever I can, so I'm just going to take Gerald Everett up against the Colts. 13th against tight end. Sounds good to me.
Gerald or Zerald?
Either. I think the Colts are just shit house, so I just think I want a piece of something against them.
Yeah, love it. Oh, mate, I'm sad that I don't have enough shares of Gerald Everett now where I can be excited when someone takes him in starts of the week, because really it was only the Astros that I had him, and now we've been out of that for a while.
It's my best pick and the one I didn't prepare for. Yeah.
Yeah, he won us the draft, I remember.
Yeah, he did. He did.
You brought that up every single week. Like you could tick it off again.
So funny. We won the draft. Oh, man, John.
You're
my favorite little brother ever.
Yeah, we won. Look, next year after the draft, I'm gonna say the same shit again. Just to bring. I want everyone to power me after that. After the draft next year, I'm gonna say it. I want everyone to pile.
Just at him.
Yeah, I want everyone to pile on me, and then I just be like, yeah. But even like content team, I think content team was like the one draft where I did something radically different. Took quarterback and tight end early.
And
went against like the free running back, free wide receiver strategy I always had. And then that actually worked wonders and got me into the semis. So maybe I should, I'm going to ditch that strategy now. Free running backs, free wide receivers is gone.
I was the same. I went way earlier on quarterback in that league than any other league. And then I went high on wide receiver instead of running back. And I actually went way better in that league than some of than the high running back strategy in a lot of the other leagues.
Yeah. A lot of these guys who've just pieced it with running backs this year and have gone high on the other spots, just killing.
Yeah. Speaking of quarterbacks, it's my turn, isn't it?
It is, baby.
Look, I'm riding with him again. I've ridden with him the last 3 weeks of the NFL season with my Niners. I rode with him last week in starts of the week, and he's my highest scoring player by far. I'm obviously going with my boy Sturdy Purdy. Yeah, big cock Brock Sturdy Purdy. There you go. The full name right there, aka Brock Purdy in short, for anyone who wants to know. You know, my boy Brock Purdy he's the GOAT right now. They're saying, I saw the memes this week, the GOATs of their sport. It was Messi, Jordan, Gretzky, and of course Brock Purdy. So I have to go with the GOAT right now. Look, he's just been absolutely going on a dime against a Washington Commanders secondary that hasn't been renowned for being good over the years. I think this is a good chance for my man Brock Purdy to actually put up some numbers against his team. So, yeah, look for a good game from Brock Purdy again this week. That's what I'm going to say.
Mate, I don't know. I had trouble with that for GOATs that you put up. I had trouble with 3.5 of them. So I pretty much went, nope. Maybe Gretzky.
Maybe Gretzky.
Yeah, Matty has some great takes about the fact that if a player doesn't have a disease, then they can't be considered the GOAT.
Yeah. So apparently, like
Brady had that deflated balls thing, and Gordie Howe pretty much had his brain ripped out, and he had it put back in, and he played till he was 62 or something. So I don't know. I felt like Magic Johnson, who we all know had fantasy AIDS and was amazing.
Of the AIDS,
the and actual AIDS,
yeah, and fantasy AIDS. I mean, he was the Showtime. So Anna, I don't know. The Showtime Lakers is the Showtime Lakers.
Oh boy, did anyone see the Heat? No, they misspelled Showtime, by the way. And
then it was hilarious.
SHWOTIME.
Whoa,
Showtime.
So
Showtime.
Yeah, that's so good.
Showtime. It's
Maybe that
time
should
here
be
with
our.
Brock
We should be
Purdy.
the Schwo-time University.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
We'll get together a list and we'll let the fans decide. I think like we did last year. That was fun.
Yeah. There
All
you
right.
go.
Well, Schwo-time Purdy, feeling sturdy. He's a good pick there, Manjot. If he's going to be the GOAT,
Yeah.
invest early. That's the way to go. Invest early.
I'm investing. Money where my mouth is, right there.
Now, part of my strategy of putting myself last is that it means I get to finish my team before you assholes. And so,
Yeah.
just so I can get my positions finished. I've still got all 4 people I put on my list at tight end. And I'm just kind of wondering, with that and quarterback now, do I just go for the guys who I threw in at the bottom who are just like, all right, let's go for some really, really low percentage owned guys, not because they're
Ooh.
they're going to be bad starts, going to be good starts. It's just that people haven't tweaked to them. And I'm just thinking, fuck it, let's just give it a go. Let's just go for some of these also rans. But then it defeats the point of having given myself the chance to finish my team before you assholes. So I'm going to run with one that I'm going to get rejected on straight away, which is why I picked 4 tight ends. I'm going to pick up someone who Talor picked up this week in the Content League. And
I'm not accepting that.
Manjot's shaking his head.
It's Rogers.
That's Darren Waller.
Darren Waller.
It's Waller. Oh.
I picked him up last week because I was just like, I know he's back off IR and I'm not even playing this week. I was like, I'll just see what I can get from him. And he goes out and scores a touchdown straight away. He's still too high end. Like, I know he's done nothing all year, but I just
because he's 36% started.
Yeah,
he's still an easy play, surely.
Yeah,
surely.
This is just like, well, you guys have already picked a tight end. I'm just going to see what happens here. Okay, I'm getting flushed. That's fine.
Yeah, you're awake.
My low range tight end, the 10% start guy, is Taysom.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
so there we go.
I'm starting him in People's Dynasty.
So I've got AJ Dillon, Zay Jones, and Zaysom Hill.
Perfect.
I don't know how I'm going to get one of my quarterbacks to fit this convention that I've got going on because I've got, of course, I put Trevor in there. I don't think I could take him. I'm nervous about the Jets defense actually being. I'm not
falling for this anymore. I'm sick of this like sing and dance you do for Trevor every single week, and then just take him. So I'm just going to not listen.
Do you know who I'm taking instead? I've cancelled Trevor, and I love you, Trev. It's my middle name.
He's cancelled from the segment, isn't he?
He's only 27% started, so I think you can still get away with him. But
he's going to take Jared Goff.
I'm going with my boy Gardner Minshew.
Minshew mania.
He is 1% started because it's
1%.
a little iffy if he's going to go. If I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose with the Chuck Norris of quarterbacks. Give me Gardner.
Hurts is not playing this week. That's for certain. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's Gardner's team. So go for it, Matty.
He has given me 0 opportunities to take him this year. The one opportunity I get, do you think I'm going to walk past it? No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
So my team is complete now. Thank you. And I walk past some guys, but we can probably talk about who we walk past later on. Manjot, finish your team, handsome.
And me and Manjot are still assholes, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Fuckers.
Look, I'm going to go a risk here. It's going to go head-to-head against one of you guys. I think it was Talor who took Everett. I'm going to go Josh Palmer against Indy.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to go head-to-head right there with Talor. You know, wide receivers should be should be good. Should be good. Dang, I'm saying Richie Beno sometimes with those sounds, but there we go. Yeah,
how about super start this week, Manjot?
Yeah, probably been listening to too much of Richie, but yeah, there we go. Joshua Palmer against Indy. I think head to head against Everett. I'll take my chance with the wide receiver. Wide receiver should be better than tight end in this matchup. So yeah, Josh Palmer, let's go.
Ooh. I think he's down in the 20s in terms of starts as well. I haven't got a number down in
Yeah,
front of me,
since
but Tay,
Allen and Williams have come back, Palmer's
imagine it's low.
stock has gone down. Yeah,
Palmer and
it's gone
Carter.
real.
You've made a few really brave calls, Manjot, and I like that you're doing it. I do.
Yeah.
We'll recap your whole team in a sec because Tay, he gets Mr. Irrelevant as his running back.
Yeah.
I'll run you through my three that I've got. So I've got
Yeah.
McKinnon, obviously, but I'm not going to take him, as I mentioned about not taking Goff's a good call. I've got Deion Jackson in because obviously with Jonathan Taylor going down, you probably want a piece of that. And Deion Jackson was the guy last time, but then you've got Zach Moss who took 24 carries, so it's a bit iffy. So I'm going to leave that. It is a good matchup against the Chargers, who are 27th against running backs, so that's why it was an interesting look.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take someone with a far worse matchup, but he just is taking over a very, very high running first team. I'm taking Tyler Algier up against Baltimore, who are 8th against running back.
Yeah,
he just had 1 trillion carries last week, and I don't see it stopping. He is the rookie, and I don't see how him taking over at the end of the year is not going to be prescriptive for the rest of the year. I just think they're going to try and see what they have to see if they're going to have to go into the draft next year and get another running back. So I really think that of a guy that's very lowly owned and probably a chance being on waivers in a lot of leagues, I think he's a guy that could honestly win some people a championship.
Yeah.
100% guys like this. It's a guy like Patterson who gets you there that nobody puts much stock in at the start of the year, who plays pretty well. But it's a guy from the same offense like Algier who wins you the title, isn't it?
What was he, 130 odd yards rushing last week?
Yeah.
And the best part about Atlanta is I know I talked down Deontay Foreman when they played Baltimore a few weeks ago because of the whole game script thing.
Yeah.
Atlanta doesn't have a second game script. It is all running. It doesn't matter if they're down 28-0. They are still running that ball. They're still establishing it. There's no way LG doesn't see 15 touches. I'm sorry. He's going to get fed the ball 100 times again.
Yeah. But, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to let Desmond Ridder, who looked like the most piss-weak fucking glass of watered-down cordial I've ever seen. It is not even coloured water. It's that diluted. He looked like he did not belong. And I know it was his first NFL start, but you got a big hill to climb, mate. Wow. Yeah. That Algier, I looked at that, but the matchup scared me off, so I took him completely off my list.
That was it. And I just liked the player more for him, and that was what I just went with this time. Like I said, the matchup definitely was far worse for him, but I know he's going to be the guy. Whereas, with Deion Jackson, I don't know what that split's going to look like with Zach Moss. I don't know. The game script's going to be probably shit for them too. So I just wasn't sure. I just think LG is guaranteed work. If I wanted to throw a guarantee on it, I would say he gets 15 plus carries. There's a guarantee for you.
I was glad we got to throw the siren and the and the coins coming out the pokey at the end there and the cheer on there. I'm glad we had something for that.
It's one of those ones where I'm I'm way more confident on his volume than I am on his actual what he does with it. I do see that it's not a great matchup against Baltimore, but I just think he could volume his way there. And turn his day, into a good fantasy day just with a lot of volume.
Plenty of talentless players have become fantasy relevant because they get volume. Do you remember that year way back when DeMarco was dead and Derrick Henry, I don't know, was quite a thing yet, where Antonio Andrews was a weekly fantasy start as a running back for the Titans? And who?
I still remember.
Volume.
Remember, I couldn't log into Astro that year to do the draft, and my biggest thing was the only player I didn't want was DeMarco Murray because I knew that Derrick Henry was going to take over. I was like, he's getting drafted so way too high, and I'm like, just please don't have DeMarco end up on my team. And as soon as I looked at my team, I had DeMarco Murray sitting there as my RB1. I'm like, I know my season's over.
Yeah. 100% right. You're like, yeah, well, I'm going to get 6 weeks out of that sucker, and that's it.
Yeah, it's going to be 6 weeks of Derrick Henry pitching in here and there and just slowly enveloping him.
Yeah, eating away like concrete cancer. 100%. 100%. Who else did you have on your quarterback radar, Tay? Because you took quarterback first, and I'm just always interested to hear who you walk past.
See, my third one was Zach Wilson, so you can see why I wanted to lock that in.
Yep.
I really did want to take Zach Wilson, but against the Jags have been really, really bad against quarterback and fantasy. So I just thought, I was going to look at a matchup play, but I was just once you gave me the first pick, I know what I'm doing here. I'm taking Danny Dimes because I have way more confidence in him. I had Jared Goff as number 2. I just feel like he's been so consistent. But I, in a way, I kind of just felt like Danny Dimes sort of fit it better anyway than Goff probably does at this stage. So, I thought it just made sense to take him first.
And then, so I'd also thrown Derek Carr on my list because he's against Pittsburgh and they haven't been terrific. But, I mean, the occasion, Manjot makes a great point. The occasion may end up swinging that a bit. So I'm glad I didn't have to rely on him. And I could go with the stash. Come on! Tom Selleck. Yeah. Looking good there.
I think the occasion might swing the matchup now with the Franco Harris news and everything.
100%.
Might swing it towards the Steelers this time. I think they'll play for Franco. 100%.
I had some real nutsacks on my list at wide receiver and tight end.
Can you give us a couple of the other guys? Because I'll give you a couple of mine too.
Chris Moore up against the Titans, because we all know how shit the Titans are. It's defending wide receivers, literally last. I had Marquise Goodwin of Seattle because I think he's a decent chance of taking the Lockett role.
Yeah, he's the same guy. He's a speed guy.
Against the Chiefs, 28th against wide receiver. So there was a couple of sort of dart throws that I had chucked in there. I'd Kate Otten in because, again, the Cardinals last against tight end. Yeah. And I had Jordan Akins up against the Titans again. So 30th against tight end. So, a few more dart throws I had underneath the guys I took.
Oh, you see, I threw Higbee back into the tight end list again because he broke the drought finally. And against Denver, I thought, and the other running back I had that I was probably going to get rinsed on too, but I threw Raheem Mostert in there because he's still only a third started.
And the problem is Jeff Wilson looks like he's back, so he doesn't get that full workload again. So I think I would have actually allowed that with that news. So
maybe. And the wide receivers that I didn't touch on were Dotson, who you brought up in Dr. Good Call. Doctor brought up in Dr. Good Call. Not Taylor, by the way, not Taylor.
No, not Taylor.
But then...
# not Taylor.
I also threw in Jerry Jeudy, just against the Rams.
That would have been interesting, actually, because it's weird. Like, I don't feel like he's fully broken out, but for some reason, mentally, I feel like he's a start for anyone that has him right now. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
30-point game 2 weeks ago, but
you know.
Then he scored like 14 last week, but he still started in less than half of leagues. And I'm like, I know why. I know why.
Yeah.
So they were kind of the guys that I still had floating around that I'd looked at. Manjot, was there anyone that you'd sort of looked at who you sort of thought was an also, worth mentioning, an honourable mention?
Yeah, I was thinking about a few guys. I was thinking about Carr as well, but the occasion and everything. Sam Donald was a bit of a guy.
Ooh, yeah, it's a good matchup.
Detroit, the matchup and the Sam Donald the whole club between Matty and Mark. I was like, I might want to throw Sam Donald down and put myself in the club, and I was like,
"Oh, mate, he's 1 for 1 out of starts of the week. He could do worse."
I feel like an injured Lamar Jackson against the Falcons would be better than anything, to be honest.
Yes, 100%. The ghost of Lamar Jackson against the Falcons. I would start that.
Yeah, I would have loved to start Kenny Pickett though, especially with Freiermuth at my tight end. I think that would have worked as well.
Stack that bitch up.
Yeah, that stack might have worked, but went against it, of course. Either Pickett or Trubisky, whoever was starting there against the Raiders, might have gone with one of them.
Looks like it's Pickett. He cleared.
Cleared.
That's what I thought. Yeah, so Pickett starting there, thought would have been good. Yeah, running backs, other guys I would have looked at, maybe like Rashad White potentially, Devin Singletary. He has a good matchup. Maybe my boy Lenny finally gets a good game out on his belt. I think
we would have rinsed you on Lenny though.
Oh no, it's so weird though. He really doesn't look that much better than Rashad White, if at all. But still feels like you can take White, but not Lenny. Like he still has the main value.
I still think that there's a double standard there, and I don't mind enforcing it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Look, there was a few. I was thinking about Ayuk as well from a wide receiver against Washington. I was going to stack it up, but then I went last minute to Palmer, so it was tough. It was tough to go over my
Sturdy
boy.
stack.
Yeah,
The dirty stack.
I missed that sturdy stack. I was going to go 2 weeks in a row on them, but unfortunately, not to be. Not to be. Who else was I thinking of? Maybe like a guy like George Pickens might have been in consideration, or Mac Hollins in that same matchup, or
Mac
yeah,
Hollins.
or even like a guy who I picked off in the league today, Marquise Goodwin against the Chiefs. That could have been that could be a
Yeah.
good one. I picked him up in a dynasty today, just
Ooh,
cause
interesting.
in that COVID league, I'm actually in the semis in that league somehow.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I don't know who I'm playing. If I'm playing Matty in that league, boy, man, that would be tough.
Oh,
That would
that's
be
a good
tough.
question.
Yeah, I'll check who I'm playing. Playing against Team Hefnos, not you,
No,
unfortunately.
good. You ducked me. You don't want to play me.
Yeah,
I beat Matty Fox in that league, so I'm pretty happy. He's the commish. Big Broncos fan, that guy.
yeah, Broncos
So
country. Let's
we're
hide.
staying alive. Broncos country. Let's hide. Did you say?
Yeah, that's the term now.
That's fantastic.
That's what they're talking about.
Well, there you
Yeah,
go. Yeah. So yeah, we're both alive in that league. Look at
I
that.
think we're all. I think we're. Yeah, well, I think we're both alive in that league.
I'm
Yeah,
playing consolation bracket, but you're playing real bracket.
yeah. I'm still in the real bracket. All right, that's good. Good to
Yeah.
see. Good to see. Yeah, I'm making my first ever dynasty team. I inherited both Mahomes and Tua in a two-quarterback league, and Jefferson as well. So
Yeah.
look, I drafted Garrett
Big
Wilson.
boy
I give
pants
myself
there.
credit, but you know, got a good amount of advantages in this matchup, I'd say, and so I should probably win this, to be honest.
Be
Yeah.
a nice way to start. Imagine that, getting into a dynasty league straight away and having a team that can get you to the final.
Yeah.
Let's do the quick recap of teams here. Manjot is in the middle, and I was on the asshole end. So we're going to give Taylor's team the run first. He took Dan Jones as his quarterback, Tyler Algier as his running back. He's stuck in this bitch up. Ding, ding, ding. With Slayton, and we've got some Gerald Zeverett. But hey, play that ding, 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 because we've got a 15 touch alert for Tyler Algier from Taylor, straight from the mouth of Taylor Goodall. And mate, if it wasn't for him sporting this beautiful, shiny bronze shack cock, then I would just think he's a madman. But since he is doing that, I feel like I can say it with a straight face and be like, yeah, actually, he thinks this is really going to happen, people. And it's hard to dispute.
Yeah.
For Manjot's side, we've got Sturdy Purdy is our quarterback, which I get it. It's hard to go away from him after he performed admirably and put up 75% of your team score last week, Manjot. So 100% got to stick with him. Jamal Williams qualifies for the segment these days, and it's a bit of a bold stick your neck out call there. Josh Palmer and Pat Frymuth round out the team as the pass catchers. Matty C gets the first chance ever all year to start Gardner Minshew. I'm taking it. That's right. And then I'm following it up with Aze Dillon, Zay Jones, and Taysom Hill as my support cast there. Gentlemen, time to fight. I'm looking forward to seeing how this one all works out.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Does everyone do what I do? I leave this segment every week and go, I fucking got this in the bag.
Yeah. I think that every week. I think I've got it.
Do you do that? You walk away and just go, those fucking jokers have got no clue what they're doing. I've got this.
Yeah.
I just kept walking away at the end of the week saying, I did have that in the bag.
Yeah.
I don't remember many of those today. They've been a long time ago. It's only wins now that matter.
Yeah, it's playoff time.
It's all ancient history.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Can you? You'll have to get your great grandfather to tell me about those times you won way early in the season.
My great grandpappy. I thought you'd love that one.
Oh man, I was having breathing problems after I read that. I was laughing so hard. I'm at my desk in an office that's quiet. There's no music. Nobody talks except for me because I fucking talk all the time. And I'm there just laughing at this screen. And the poor woman who sits behind me.
I don't even know where it came
mental
from.
Health check on me.
Something for some reason made me say that.
Yeah, it was hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Gentlemen, we've made it to the end of 16 weeks. We've done almost 90 shows in this series already, which is wild.
Yeah, we'd have done 64 shows in plus extras. Yeah,
Plus
64
extras, plus
shows
there was
in the
25
season.
before a ball was even kicked. It adds
Yeah,
up.
it does. 90 shows. God dang. It's been a good run so far. Let's get
Been
the
a good run.
finish.
Yes, let's get to the finish. And firstly, you find us everywhere that you can get podcasts. You can find us everywhere. You see social media too. And of course, all our shows are on the YouTube. Find the links to every single one of those through our link tree. It is a link tree, and Aussie NFL Fantasy is what you search there. Manjot is through Pastry Press NFL. You can find him on Instagram with that one, or through our link, because of course he's attached to the link tree for the Aussie NFL Fantasy show. And the other show you work on all the time. Do you want to tell us a little bit about G'day Gridiron?
Yeah, G'day Gridiron. Cover all the NFL from all the angles that we can possibly get into. Going to do a full-on playoff bracket, I think, this week in the preview show. Done our recap show. That's coming out. So you can always catch our Pastry Performer Team of the Week and every single bit of recap, because that's where you get all the juicy stuff from me. All my hot takes are there. All the stuff you don't see in Pastry Press NFL is all on G'day Gridiron.
Yeah.
I feel like half the world is missing that shit because they're all not seeing it. You guys got to be watching G'day Gridiron. The one listener who's been listening to our show, massive thank you to them. sure they can hear me say that right now.
I bet they're listening. They follow you everywhere.
Yeah, they probably do. Shout out to that one loyal listener. Let's get a couple more out there. Yeah, that's super fan. Massive shout out to them. Hopefully we get a couple more in there this week. We'll get the viewerships up. We'll get the listenerships up and get every ship up there for G'day Gridiron.
Championship. That's what you want.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Wait, I think you need to get Talor on that show at some point too, because
yeah, we do. I think Mark.
I had a blast.
Yeah, Mark might be the next guest up.
All of them. Yeah. I don't think you can go a foot wrong with going any of the folks in our network. Talor would have a blast, of course. But Marky Mark, I think he'd be a good one to get in there. He's a very X's and O's kind of guy.
We'd have to revise our rating though from a PG/M to an excellent days on there. We'd have to revise the entire rating system for that. But I think Ian's
parental lock on it.
Yeah, I think Ian's
explicit warning. Yeah, we have an explicit warning on every single episode of our show. There's never been one that doesn't.
Look, if the Jaguars and Titans are going to be playing for the division title in Week 18, I got to petition Ian to get both of you on, just have a full-on shit talk about that matchup. Like,
forget the playoffs. It's for the beers.
It's the beers.
Yeah, that's just for beers.
The moment I'm 6 beers up, I'm feeling good.
Yeah, if you boys are free on like a Thursday night, that's I think it'd be like around that first week, the first Thursday of the year.
Yeah,
in 2023.
It'll be our first smaller week on this show. Yeah.
Yeah. If you boys are free for an extra segment, then yeah, we'll bring you on for the full-on shit talk if there's a full-on like game to win. But yeah, that'll be fun.
I'm pretty sure I'm down the coast for work anyway, so I'll be fine. Yeah.
Let's go.
I think week 18 will also be a good week in our show where we don't have all our regular segments because it's not fantasy to prepare for. So we have done things in the past, like run some awards there, and we'll have a pretty fun show anyway. But it'll be a little different to how it looks now up until week 17. The week 18 show will be a little different.
Yeah, that might be the Patient Performer of the Year awards.
Yeah, there'll be some patient performers. I think
hopefully we'll be in the final in week 18. Wobbly.
And this is the thing, like for the last week of the season, generally we've had, because it was an Astros podcast up until this year, that we had talked all about the Astros stuff, and then we'd given out awards to guys in the league. So we'll find some fun things we can do. Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about our league too, because our winner will have been crowned.
Will you bring on the grand finalists for Astro like you'd normally do?
I think it'd be fun to do, even if it was just something that we shared with the Astros guys, even if it wasn't even something that we shared with everybody on Earth. All 20 of us who listen. But I think that'd be fun to do, because it's always been great to have the conversation and to kind of have a little bit of shit talk. That's really added something to that league. And I think the more for commissioners out there, the more you can do to get people in the league talking to each other, no matter what you got to do. do it. Do it. Because there's so many simple ways to do it. We just run a messenger thread through everyone's on Facebook. So we just have a messenger thread. In more recent times when we've had this as something that was much more based in our own league, it just meant that one guy could get on, the other guy could get on, they could give each other shit, and they wouldn't even know about it until they heard the show. It was great. And then we'd all laugh about it in the group chat. It was just, the more things to talk about, the better. And I think it's been to a huge benefit for our league in the last 5 or 6 years that we've continually added things to get guys to just talk. And it has really brought up more familiarity of the guys with each other and brought more spice to the matchups. So if I can offer any commissioner advice.
Brendan last year, like, it was kind of cool just having that chat lead in and getting an idea of how we're both feeling in the lead up, and you can kind of do like a season review, like talk about what's gone right for you and stuff. Like, I actually really enjoyed that podcast before we did it. It almost took the edge off a little bit.
Okay. I think we should definitely organise that, whether we wrap it into an episode or whether we just kind of release it as its own thing. I like that. I'll put the word out in the group chat.
I'm hoping it's only one new person that you need to bring in, because it's me versus them.
It can't be Adam. That's so disappointing because he's never won a play.
We all know.
Yeah, he is well aware. I was not sad about shitting on him again this year.
I know, you chucked a great meme out there straight away.
100%. I was not going to miss the chance. All right, fellas, I think we're done. And Talor was desperate to get it finished sort of somewhere near the 11 o'clock mark, and we did not disappoint. It is after midnight.
Yeah, sorry, Talor.
Sorry, Tay.
Fucked up your sleep.
This is the best show on earth, though, and it's worth missing maybe an hour's sleep for, right?
Surely.
He's fucking had enough of us.
He's got to sleep. I
think fair enough, mate.
Well, let's get it out.
Manjot, good luck this week in the Content League against just some guy who sort of drifted into a wild card spot and is
good
trying
luck,
to hang
Matty.
in there.
Good luck, Matty. I hope we, thankfully, not seeing each other in real life. Could have ended ugly.
Yeah, you're much bigger and stronger than me. You would have just busted my jaw or something, I reckon.
He already wants to punch me in his sleep, so he probably wants to do the same to you.
Yeah,
I do have to get that into a drop. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
so funny.
Yeah, turning into school threat. Too many work hours. Yeah, need to be careful. But anyway, yeah. Well, let's finish the show on a good note.
Yeah,
it'll be
on
good.
a good note.
Yeah, look, it'll be good. It'll be a good game. Good to see the boys all make it. We'll definitely have at least one, if not two, depending on if Talor clutches up and still wins out in that league. We could have an all Aussie NFL fantasy grand final in that league. So I wouldn't mind that.
That would be so cool.
That'd be the greatest. Yeah,
that'd be so cool. We got 3 out of 4 tickets, which is even better. So, and for everybody who's in a semi-final this weekend of any sort across your fantasy leagues, big congratulations for making it there. If you got there, you've done it with all kinds of nicks, wounds, grazes, and trips to hospitals to get stitches to get your team there. No one's had an easy ride this year, except for Talor's People's Dynasty team. So now that they're missing Jalen Hurts, he's now joined the realm of the mortals. So even if you're in a position like that where everything's going well, and this week's hit the skids, good luck out there.
Yeah.
And to you too, Tay. Good luck to you, mate. I
never say that. I'm in 4 semi-finals this week, so
wow,
plenty to look at.
I think I'm in 4 semi-finals as well, so not bad. Not bad.
4 out of 9, Tay. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm 4 out of 11, so a bit worse. But
I'm in 5 technically, but only 4 of them are this week. As I mentioned, I've got the bye and that one is to week 18, so I'm in 5.
5 out of 9.
Nice. That's good.
That's really impressive.
All right, let's let the listeners go to sleep now. Thank you, listeners.
That's good.
Yeah.
To all our Spanish listeners, adios.
Adios.
to all the ones who speak languages otherwise, see you later, mate. Each of us have been pulled up on things, but I'm going to call out Talor because he's not fucking here to defend himself. And that's how we play.
Me being excited because I just sneezed very badly. So, oh boy.
After his complete dick move on Instagram the other day, he's going to go off. He's going to go bananas.
Yeah. I'm going to go my boy Jack Wilson Jr. I'm sorry, man.
I'd like to change the order, please.
And we're going to have to just see whether you got the time in before the ball was snapped.
The challenge party was put in.
Yeah, I will circle jerk about that later.
And I'm going to go way down the shaft. Deep shafting, as they call it.
So I don't know why that thrills me so much.
Okay, this sounds like something a 6-year-old would say. All right.
Yeah, I want to play the sad trumpet. The wow, wow, wow. That's sad.